Thank you. And Michael, let me point out, Charles just brought up a darn good point there a minute ago. These board people are probably not elected to their positions. They are probably appointed. And if that's the case, then the appointing authority is probably whoever the commissioner or board of commissioners is for Maricopa County. So you could take your people, rather than go perfect an arrest, you could go to the commissioners, the board of commissioners, and tell them you are going to fire them now, not 6 weeks from now, not at the end of their term. You're firing them for cause right now, and you're going to need to appoint immediately their replacements. What about that?
I believe they're elected, Paul. I believe these county supervisors are elected.
Okay. I mean, that was just a thought in case they weren't elected.
Yeah.
But if they are elected, then arrest is the next proper. Well, actually, now that brings up a question about impeachment. Does the legislature, does the House, not the Senate, but the House of Representatives in Arizona, have the right to impeach any elected official?
That's a good question. Well, the reason I bring this up, and I am totally opposed to the strategy of arresting sheriffs or arresting county commissioners or county supervisors. There might be the lawful authority, but unless we get a large number of people to present this and demand it, I can't see how it would be wise to go forward with any attempt. But the likely scenario is approaching in Arizona, in Maricopa County, because after today's vote, and a lying county supervisor who had previously promised to vote yay, voted nay. And this is going to infuriate the people even more. So that situation is a perfect crucible to create a remedy of, by, and for the people. And I'd like to put you in contact, Paul, with some of the principal people out there that I've been associated with, including, I'll just see what I can do and if I can make that happen, because
the problem is, I know, I'm dumber than I've used the analogy about some folks being dumber than a box of manure, and that's just how dumb I am about Arizona law. So I don't know that I can have any help to them.
But you know the questions to ask far better than I, and I think you, as a former police chief and judge, justice of the peace, you would have a lot of standing with those people, and they would pay attention to you. And even, and you could make a presentation to them about a possible remedy strategy. Something outside the box.
Yes, I could make suggestions for them that would, and probably make suggestions for them that would not include exposure to deadly confrontations.
That's right. I think, and let me ask you and Charles both, and Chris, if you're still on here, what about the Senate of Arizona calling up the grand jury, petitioning the grand jury to hear the matter?
Oh, boy. Yeah, you're opening one heck of a can of worms there, son. Now, can they do it? Absolutely they can do it. They can go tomorrow morning, those senators who voted to contempt, they can go to a grand jury tomorrow morning, and they can show a grand jury, here's the law, here's what these board of electors did, and it's a violation of this law. We're asking you to indict them. Yeah, they can do that, but once a grand jury starts down a road in investigating malfeasant conduct, nobody, and I mean nobody, controls where that grand jury goes. Because if they run up on a branch of evidence and it goes up to a Speaker of the House or a President Pro Tem of the Senate, and who's going to stop them? Nobody.
Yeah, but Paul, here's the problem. In the current state of affairs, we've got judges and prosecutors manipulating the grand juries, steering them away from criminal evidence.
Well, that's because grand juries are ordinary citizens. Bless their heart. They're dumb.
Ignorant.
Yeah, that's the word. They are ignorant of their laws. They're ignorant of their duties. And they're ignorant of the fact that they are the second most powerful entity in their county.
That's right. We know that, and we know it to be true, but they don't. And they lack knowledge,
They need somebody. They need somebody to teach them.
And this is where you come in.
That's a situation where you need a strong black robe regiment.
Right. But this is where I feel you could be very valuable. As a former judge, justice of the peace, police chief, you could be put in contact with one or two of those senators. One of them in particular that has really been very vigorous. And you could persuade him of their power of petitioning a grand jury.
Oh, yeah, I can show him how to do that, all right.
And I really think that would be their best strategy at this point in time.
Well, you're probably correct. That would probably be, given the present set of circumstances, taking that board to a grand jury, yep, you're right. That would be the way to do it.
And somebody like you with common law knowledge could be used to steer the petition of the grand jury and steer the procedure, the entire procedure, and keep the judge and the prosecutor out of the room when the evidence is being presented.
Yeah, I could explain all that to him.
And there's plenty of law and precedent to enforce that.
Yes, there is.
But it's rare that someone like you would be enabled to be in such a situation. This is a very unique scenario that's happening out there. And I think we could really take advantage of this and leverage the situation in pursuit of justice, transparency, freedom, truth, because we've got the will of the people out there behind it. That whole state, especially Maricopa County, those people are furious now after what happened today. And this is an opportunity on a silver platter, I believe.
Well, it may be after today, but you'll have to get in touch with some of those folks out there and see if their politics more powerful than their devotion to the rights, privileges, and immunities of their neighbors. That's what it's going to be.
Right.